The moment you respect yourself, everything around you begins to change. Some people only valued your silence until you discovered your worth. The most dangerous person is the one who no longer tolerates disrespect. Self-respect will cost you fake people, but it will save your soul. The moment you stop begging for validation, your power becomes undeniable. Number 1. The day you stop chasing approval. People lose themselves the moment they start living for other people's approval. Most people are not exhausted from work, they are exhausted from pretending to be accepted. Every fake smile slowly teaches the world that your real feelings do not matter. The dangerous part begins when you finally stop explaining yourself to everyone. Manipulative people fear silence because silence cannot be controlled emotionally. The moment you stop begging for validation, your presence starts feeling powerful without trying. People pleasers are loved temporarily but rarely respected deeply. Many people only liked the version of you that sacrificed personal boundaries for their comfort. Emotionally independent people become unforgettable because they stop chasing attention desperately. Confidence becomes magnetic when it no longer asks permission to exist. The strongest person in the room is usually the one comfortable being misunderstood. Self-respect changes the way you walk, speak, react, and even maintain eye contact. Weak approval-seeking energy disappears the moment you realize rejection is not death. Some relationships survive only because you keep abandoning yourself to maintain them. The truth is painful because many people never loved you. They loved controlling your behavior. Once you stop over-explaining, over-apologizing, and over-chasing, people notice the change immediately. Your silence suddenly becomes intimidating because they can no longer predict your emotional reactions. A person with self-respect stops arguing constantly and starts walking away peacefully. That calm detachment secretly terrifies people who relied on your emotional weakness before. Freedom begins the moment your self-worth stops depending on public acceptance. Most people spend years trying to be liked by strangers who barely think about them. Real confidence is not loud dominance. It is quiet, emotional independence. The world treats you differently when desperation disappears from your energy completely. People notice your value more after you stop trying to convince them you have value. The day you stop chasing approval, you finally become dangerous in the most powerful way possible. Number 2. Never tolerate disrespect again. Every time you stay silent after being disrespected, people learn they can do it again. Most disrespect never starts aggressively. It starts with small dismissals people think you will tolerate. A joke at your expense, a delayed reply that suddenly becomes normal, someone constantly interrupting you while expecting your full attention. People study your boundaries before they decide your value. The world quietly watches what you allow. Being too nice often teaches others that your comfort comes last. Many people are respected less because they fear disappointing everyone around them. The painful truth is that approval-seeking destroys presence faster than failure ever will. Disrespect grows wherever self-respect stays silent. Weak boundaries invite strong manipulation. In relationships, tolerated disrespect slowly turns love into emotional exhaustion. In friendships, over-explaining yourself makes people feel superior to you. At work, constantly saying yes teaches others to overload and undervalue you. Even family members sometimes cross lines when they know guilt can control you. Powerful people are not respected because they shout loudly. They are respected because they stay calm while protecting their standards. Silence becomes powerful when it is connected to self-respect instead of fear. The strongest boundary is the willingness to walk away without begging to be understood. People often become uncomfortable the moment you stop accepting behavior that once benefited them. Your confidence changes when you finally realize peace matters more than pleasing everyone. The dangerous part about self-respect is that it exposes who only valued your obedience. The moment you stop tolerating disrespect, your entire life begins changing direction. Number 3. The most dangerous person is calm and detached. People fear loud people less than silent people who completely control their emotions. The calmest person in the room usually understands the game better than everyone else. Emotional reactions expose weakness faster than words ever can. Manipulative people survive by controlling emotions, not situations. The moment someone realizes they cannot emotionally control you, their power disappears. Silence becomes dangerous when it comes from self-control instead of fear. Emotionally detached people observe everything while revealing almost nothing about themselves. Most people lose battles because they react before they think. Calm people win because they make others emotionally exhaust themselves first. Nothing confuses toxic people more than a person who refuses to react emotionally. Your anger gives people information they can use against you later. Controlled silence creates psychological pressure stronger than aggressive words ever could. Powerful people do not rush to defend themselves from every opinion or accusation. The strongest minds understand that emotional control is modern-day psychological armor. People secretly respect those who remain calm under pressure because it feels rare and intimidating. A person who controls their emotions can control the direction of almost any conversation. The dangerous part begins when someone no longer seeks emotional validation from anyone. Detached people stop explaining themselves because they understand peace is more valuable than approval. Emotional independence makes manipulation almost impossible. Most arguments end the moment one person refuses to emotionally participate in chaos. Silence forces insecure people to confront their own thoughts without distraction. Calm individuals notice lies, fake loyalty, and hidden intentions faster than emotional people. The less emotionally reactive you become, the more powerful your presence starts feeling naturally. People expect emotional reactions because reactions make control easier. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who stays calm while everyone else loses control. Number 4. Self-respect makes you lonely before it makes you powerful. People become uncomfortable the moment you stop accepting treatment that once kept them comfortable. Fake loyalty survives only when your self-respect stays asleep. The painful truth is that some people never loved your presence. They loved your tolerance. The moment boundaries appear, selfish people suddenly call you changed. Growth becomes lonely because healed people stop entertaining toxic patterns. Many friendships quietly end when you stop over-explaining yourself to everyone. Some relationships survive only because one person keeps sacrificing their peace to keep the other comfortable. Self-respect forces you to notice disrespect you once ignored emotionally. The hardest part of becoming stronger is realizing how many people benefited from your weakness. Emotionally mature people stop chasing people who repeatedly make them feel unwanted. Silence becomes powerful when you no longer feel the need to defend your worth constantly. People who truly value you never punish you for having standards. The loneliness phase begins the moment you stop begging for basic respect. Most people are not afraid of losing you. They are afraid of losing control over you. Boundaries expose intentions faster than arguments ever could. A peaceful life often starts with difficult goodbyes. Nobody talks about openly. The strongest people quietly walk away instead of forcing themselves into places where they feel emotionally exhausted. Healing changes your conversations, your energy, your standards, and eventually your entire circle. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your mind, your time, or your emotions. Some people disappear because your new self no longer tolerates manipulation politely. Self-respect teaches you that loneliness is temporary, but self-betrayal becomes permanent damage. Emotionally intelligent people understand that protecting peace is not selfishness. There comes a moment when being alone feels safer than constantly feeling misunderstood around others. The people offended by your boundaries were usually benefiting from your lack of them. Growth feels painful because your old life can no longer follow your new mindset. The strongest transformations happen quietly, while everyone thinks you are simply becoming distant. Real power begins when your happiness no longer depends on being accepted by everyone around you. Sometimes losing people is not a tragedy. Sometimes it is protection disguised as pain. Freedom starts the moment you stop shrinking yourself to fit inside other people's expectations. Self-respect may isolate you temporarily, but eventually it introduces you to peace, confidence, freedom, and people who truly value you. Number 5. When you respect yourself, everything changes. Some lines are intentionally short and punchy for retention, pauses, and cinematic delivery. People started respecting you the moment you stopped begging to be understood. Weakness begins when your happiness depends on someone else's approval. The world treats you according to the standards you silently accept. Every tolerated disrespect slowly trains your mind to feel worthless. Most people lose themselves trying to avoid disappointing others. Self-respect changes the way you walk into a room without saying a single word. Confident people do not chase attention because their presence already speaks loudly. The dangerous thing about self-respect is that fake people can instantly feel it. Some relationships only survive when you keep abandoning yourself emotionally. The moment you stop over-explaining, your energy becomes powerful. People become uncomfortable when they realize they can no longer manipulate your emotions. Your value increases when your desperation disappears completely. Respected people understand one painful truth. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your energy. Every boundary you set rebuilds a piece of your broken confidence. A peaceful mind is often the result of finally choosing yourself. The strongest people are not loud. They are emotionally unavailable to disrespect. When self-respect grows, unnecessary arguments begin disappearing naturally. Your life changes when loneliness stops scaring you emotionally. Power begins the moment you stop trying to prove your worth constantly. Many people only loved your convenience, not your presence. The rarest kind of confidence is the ability to walk away without anger. Self-worth silently changes your relationships, your standards, your habits, and your entire future. Emotionally mature people never force connections that no longer feel genuine. The more you respect yourself, the less tolerance you have for fake loyalty. Silence becomes dangerous when it comes from someone who finally knows their value. The biggest transformation happens when you stop settling for bare minimum treatment. People notice your absence differently when your presence carried real value. A powerful life begins with the decision to stop betraying yourself for acceptance. Your energy changes when you finally understand that protecting your peace is not selfish. The world changes when you finally decide you are no longer available for disrespect.